I don't see it yet. All right, it's got to pop up any second. Oh, there it is. Okay. First person is T. Yvette Love. You have somebody new coming in. I mean, you still have some of the same people that have been here. There's a Sagittarius, there's a Leo, there's a Pisces. But I think that this Virgo may be new. Got a Virgo here. The Virgo's got long-term potential, may be very ambitious, and could come in when you least expect it. Let's see what happens there with that guy. I don't remember if we've seen a Virgo before. I can't remember. Anyway, look out for a Virgo. Adriana, love this week. Looks like love, it feels a little bit more stable this week, a little bit more passionate. Love, money, abundance, fertility. Be careful with that card if you don't want children. Four of Wands, long-term potential. And you may feel like things are moving forward nicely this week. Should be a good week. Adrian, Red, general for the rest of December. Life moves forward quickly, and you're prepared for it between now and the end of December. You may be overthinking. Try to not overthink. You may be driving yourself a little crazy. It also looks like you've got a Virgo coming in. That may be a business or work-related thing here that would be very positive. Three of Pentacles. A balanced long-term work relationship that brings in extra money, feeling very ambitious around a side business or a way to make money. Eight of Pentacles, you may be thinking about going back to school, learning a new area of study, and you have the world at your feet between now and the end of December. So put some good intentions out into the universe. Talia, general for tomorrow. Nine of Cups, Nine of Wands. You have a wish and you feel like you can exhale. It also looks like the Magician, like you may be feeling like, well, you maybe have the ability to manifest what you want when that card shows up. So focus on what you want more of, not what you want less of. Seven of Cups, you're going to have some choices. You may have choices around a new business, new job opportunity, or something of that nature. It could be something that you do in addition to your day job, or it could be switching jobs altogether. Eight of Wands, life changes for the better quickly. Tomorrow should be a positive day. Angie, does Jonathan look back on our text conversations that we had? I don't think I don't think he does, no. Or maybe he doesn't even have them anymore. No, I don't think he does. Kiki, am I losing my mind, causing health problems? Your mind is very powerful. Really, it's very powerful. You can definitely, your mind can cause symptoms. You know, like you can talk yourself into heart palpitations. You can talk yourself into not feeling well. So definitely watch your thoughts. Yeah, be careful with your thoughts. Thoughts are very powerful. And especially like, you ever take a psychology class and you're reading the book and they're talking about somebody that's got this problem and that problem and the next problem, and then all of a sudden you're like, I have that, I have that, I have that. Well, it's the same thing physically. It's the same thing really with everything. Our minds are really powerful, so you got to be kind of careful with what you focus on or what you put out into the universe. Adriana, I'm not feeling very good about work. Am I gonna improve? Yes, you will. You will. This is kind of like a time of what do you call it? Like a transition period for you. Yeah, it's going to improve. Um, Allison, how will Delos feel about seeing me travel without him? Overall, will be fine. Feels a little bit like he's holding himself back, but for the most part, thinks that you've got good luck around the situation, love, money, abundance, fertility. For the most part, he's happy for you, or he feels good about it. Bree Bree, general love. Okay, if you're not with anyone right now, you have an Aquarius coming in, you have a Leo coming in. If you are with someone right now, you have a wish around your current relationship, and your current relationship is strengthening. Judgment card, being at the right place at the right time brings in new opportunities. You have a wish when it comes to love, put it out into the universe. Empress, love, money, abundance, fertility. Please be careful with that card if you don't want children. But love should be improving regardless of whether you're with someone or you're looking for someone new. Adriana, what will he say about the gift I'm giving him? He's going to love it. You've got success and forward movement around the gift. And whatever it is, it makes a very positive impact. Allison, what are my ex's actions towards me around my birthday in March? My ex wished me a happy birthday last year and it ruined my whole day. She cheated on me months prior. Okay. Well, March is a far ways off. She probably doesn't have any intentions right now. Let's see. Six of Cups is in reverse. I doubt you'll hear from her. Yeah, Six of Cups is in reverse. But, I mean, we're a far ways out from March. So I would, I mean, things could change between now and then. But as of right now, I don't think she's thinking about it. I don't think it's something that she plans on doing anything about. Talia, why is B acting a certain way towards me? He feels a slowdown in his own life. I don't know what's going on. Chariot's in reverse. Feels like he hit a brick wall. Feels like he needs to cut bullshit out of his life, or he needs to sharpen, you know, his boundaries with people. That probably has nothing to do with you. When it comes to you, it shows that he's got a lot of respect for you. Six of Cups and Empress. Love, money, abundance, fertility. Please be careful with that card if you don't want children. It could be that something else has pissed him off and it's kind of like ruining his life, or he's something that has nothing to do with you or your relationship with him happened, and he's reassessing his whole life. So whether he's treating you better or he's treating you worse, it has something to do with an issue that came up for him previously. But I think that he's got a lot of respect for you. So either he changes the way he treats you for the better moving forward, or he may say something about it. Like, I don't know, I'm improving this, or I'm changing that about myself. Because the Ace of Swords is like a double-edged sword. But it may be something he's taken notice of in himself that he wants to fix moving forward. Whatever it is, I think that things improve regardless. I don't know how he's treating you. But things between you and him with the Six of Pentacles should be improving. Allison. What's the energy around the job that I'm going to apply for at GS? Okay, let's see. It's good energy. It's feeling relief, feeling connected, feeling stable, and like you could get the job out of the clear blue sky. Angie, how will Christmas go for me? I feel like Christmas is a double-edged sword. I gotta be negative. It goes well. You're no longer holding yourself back. You feel like you're well prepared. Love, money, abundance, fertility. Be careful with that card if you don't want children. I don't know why Christmas makes me sad. Doesn't it always? I don't know. So, and like Christmas music makes me cry sometimes, and I don't know why. I don't know why. It just does. And I can't figure it out. It's not like I can say, well, I know it's because I miss my grandfather. I don't think that's it. I don't know why it makes me cry, but it's like the little drummer boy makes me cry. I don't know. It's sad. That Trans-Siberian Orchestra one song gives me a panic attack. That dun 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 dun. I'm like, oh my God, this is like gives me a panic attack. I got to shut that off. My brother's like, it's a great song. I'm like, my heart pounds when I hear that song. Soleil, how will I feel when I go to Daniel's family's game night? It'll be my first time meeting his parents and siblings. Okay. Overall, it goes well. The Sun card is here, which is happiness. I feel like those things, like, first of all, I feel like the first time you meet anyone, it's always awkward. Always. Game night, there's always somebody that's super competitive that has to take it to the next level. So I'm sure there'll be somebody there that can't lose. Anyway, overall, it'll be a good time. Perseverance, Knight of Cups, and the Sun. Kiki, what does Zach want to tell me? That he's suffering from a little bit of anxiety, but he plans on things changing between the two of you quickly. I think that he plans on reaching out to you soon. Sun is in reverse. It could take longer than you want, but there's forward movement coming with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I think that he would tell you that he can't get out of his own way. I don't know. He's got a little anxiety. New me. What are Mike's thoughts about letting him know my income? Okay, what are Mike's thoughts about after me letting him know my income? He feels happy, but slow moving. Knight of Pentacles is a slow mover. But happy, and this would be like slow and steady, and there's also good luck around the situation. So whatever, it's not bad, it's good. He feels good about it. Soleil, court tomorrow. I think it goes better than you expect because you got the Five of Cups in reverse. You've got the Page of Swords, which would be something good happening out of the blue or a message out of the blue. Three of Pentacles, which could be them trying to work out a deal with you. Yeah, and you have a wish around the situation with the Star card. I think things go better than you think. I think that they're going to try to work something out with you. Whether or not you're going to be able, you want to do it, that might be your choice. But I don't think that they're looking to throw you out. Stephanie, how didn't Joe tell me to go over? Why didn't Joe tell me to go over? It's unprepared. Two of Wands is in reverse. Unprepared. You might need to have patience with him. Now, I don't know if he planned on having you over and something else came up or something else ran late, or he comes up unprepared. That's why he didn't have you come over. Not ready. Now, whether something got in the way, I don't know. Sun is in reverse. He's going to have you come over, but or he's going to want to see you at some point, but the Sun is in reverse, so it could take time. But once that happens, you should see more of him because the Knight of Pentacles is in reverse. He could have had an argument with someone. He's got the Five of Swords around him. Maybe that was the delay. But he's unprepared. That's why he didn't have you come over. Inez, AE will be my results on my January 6th exam. Okay, let's see. Could get an A. See what happens. Focus, focus, focus. You could get an A. Stephanie, how did Joe feel of the last text I sent him today? Stable. Well, all right, you got the Devil card, which would be, this could be some kind of an earthly pleasure, but stability too. I would say he felt good about it. That whatever it was positive. Earthly pleasures and stability. Stephanie, will they ask me to do overtime in my current location? Yes, I think they will. Yeah. Adriana, will he give me a gift for Christmas too? It's so awkward, right? That kind of stuff. I remember, like, I always feel like, I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, all right, if I give somebody a gift or if I do something nice for someone and they don't do anything for me, like, I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with it, but I don't want them to feel bad or embarrassed. So it's almost that, like, it's almost like I feel worse if they feel, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you don't do anything, if you don't give me something back. If I buy you something, it's because I wanted you to have it for whatever reason. But if the other person, like, I don't want the other person to feel bad because then I would feel embarrassed. I don't know. But it's so, those things are always so awkward. All right, let's see. Is he going to give me a Christmas gift too? Yes, I think he will. Soleil. Oh yeah, I know what that is. I know that is you. What will Daniel's family's impression be of me? Oh, for the most part, I think you're going to fit right in. Got the Knight of Cups, which would be like, that's positive. It's like a love interest. The Chariot, things move forward. Page of Wands, they think that you're exciting, fun, easy to be around. fun-loving, curious, careful, well, spontaneous, down-to-earth, grounded. You know, it looks like you fit right in with them. But you know how it's always so awkward when you meet people for the first time and you want to make a good impression, and you don't know what to expect, and it's always awkward for the first few minutes. But then once you're there for a little while, things will be fine, and you'll make a fine impression. New me. Should I participate in rich? Should I participate? I'm rich with ceremony tonight. Wait a minute. Should I participate? I'm rich with ceremony tonight. All right. I don't know. I'm just going to ask this as a yes no question because I'm not really sure what the question is. Okay. Should I participate? I'm rich with ceremony tonight. I'm only getting a 33% chance yes, and the Six of Wands is in reverse, so I don't know. It might not be the right time. Ronnie. You were right. Messages from loved ones who passed away over being delivered through other people's to me. I heard my aunt, what's next? Oh my God, that's so crazy. When shit like that happens, something here is pulling. Hang on. Okay. It's, you know how it clips? I don't know. And I have a big head, so I don't know. It's pulling my hair. Ow. Okay. It's better. All right. I know. It's crazy when stuff like that happens. That's going to happen more frequently. Out of the clear blue, you're going to get more messages. Intuition is heightened. Something could be happening around a love interest. I don't know if they give you a message about a love interest or if they give you some kind of a sign. You know that I always get on the fence with signs because I feel like people look for signs in everything. But in this case, it's a little bit different. You may get some kind of a sign around somebody. Or you may meet somebody and then something from a relative is like, you know, shows itself. Like, I don't know, if your grandmother liked cardinals, like you may be having a conversation with somebody and then like a cardinal lands on the bench or on the fence or something like that. It's going to be very interesting. I would keep a journal of these things because you might notice that they start to happen more frequently, and you may be able to tune into which person it is, be able to start feeling them before you hear it. You know, like you may feel like they're standing behind you, or you could smell like their perfume or their scent or whatever. It's very interesting. Gabby, does my partner try to take advantage of me financially? Okay, let me see. All right, I got a 70% chance yes, but the good news is that you got justice around the situation. So that's not going to continue for much longer. See, a lot of times it comes to things, and I've noticed this even with friendships. Like, I had a friend, she just couldn't hold a job. She just didn't want to work. Like, there are just people like that. Like, they got every excuse in the book. They just don't want to work. And it's always somebody else's fault. It's not theirs. So she, you know, she went to like a temp agency. The jobs they were okay. I mean, like, why can't you just do the job? But anyway, so we wound up like it was like a full summer that we paid for everything. Every time we went out, we paid because me and my other friends, because she didn't have a job. And because we wanted her to come with us, like we didn't want her to have to stay home. And then, years later, she wound up getting into an accident at work, and she got a settlement. And she paid for vacations with me, for me. Like she paid for like well, first of all, she always has to stay at the best of the best. So like when we went to Vegas, she had to stay at the Venetian. She had to stay. We stayed at the Palms once, the Venetian twice. Whereas I could be a step down from that. I could stay at the Holiday Inn. I'm okay with that. She wasn't. So she was like, I don't give a shit. I'll pay for it. This is what I want. This is my money. I don't give a fuck. So it kind of works both ways, I think, sometimes. Like for me, I wouldn't have been able to afford all of those trips. I had the time to take off of work, but I didn't have the money. And she didn't have anyone else to go with. So she was more than willing to pay for my trips, like the hotels, because she's like, I'd be paying for it for myself if I was going anyway. And so I feel like sometimes it balances out. Like sometimes things have a way of working themselves around. And sometimes I feel too that if you like, money is just energy, right? So if you're spending the money because you have it, I always feel like, especially when you have to pay a large bill, like I always think to myself, thank God I have the money. That's it. That's what I don't, I try to get out of that idea of being like, oh my God, it's so much money. And now I only have X amount of dollars left and I'm not going to get paid until so-and-so. I try to like not think of it like that. I try to think of it more of like, it's an exchange of energy. I'm paying somebody. I have the money. Me paying them will enable them to pay someone else. And I try to look at it like that. So now for you, if you really feel like you're being taken advantage of, like you pay for like your apartment, or you pay for like his car, or you give him money because he doesn't go to work, that's different. Like that's where I would draw the line. But if this is something like you make significantly more than he does, so you would rather go to an expensive restaurant because you can afford it, I think that's different. You know what I mean? Like one thing, get it, like spending more money because you have it and you want it and you're enjoying it, I think that that's okay. It's if somebody is really trying to shyster you. Like, I'm not going to work. I don't have to go to work. She'll make the money. That's the difference. So I would think about like where it's coming from. If it's just the kind of thing where he's like, look, I don't have the extra $20 to go to the movies every week and you're paying $40 for the movies, well, it's not that much money. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't give up the movies for that. But if it's like the other extreme where it's like, I'm not going to go to work because I'm irresponsible and I don't give a shit and I don't have to worry about paying anything because she'll do it, that's different. So I would think about where it's coming from. And I also felt, especially in relationships with like significant others, where there have been times where I'm like, well, so what? I'll just pay for it now because, it'll come back to me at another point. Like, so what? Like, if I'm at the store and he needs lunch and I buy him lunch, or I mean, underwear or socks or whatever. And then it's some other way it'll come back to me. I don't even like think too much about that if it's like a long-term situation. I mean, I wouldn't go out and buy somebody who I just started dating, a lot of stuff, because I learned that lesson. Anyway. And I also feel like people will continue to take advantage of you, or they'll take advantage of you as much as they can because they know that they can. Like I'm the kind of asshole that if somebody asks me to cover for them at work, I always do it. Like I will never say no to anyone. I mean, I figure somebody needs help. It's good karma. One day I may need something. Of course, when I need something, nobody's ever available. But that's a whole other story. And then I also feel like I don't want to turn down money in the moment because you never know what's coming. But I get taken advantage of. I know I do. And I have for years. Gabby, does my partner... Oh, I did that one. Ines, my second question, what's coming towards me in love? You should be feeling like the next relationship that you're in, well, you're going to have choices. There's an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. But the next person you move forward with is somebody who's balanced and the relationship is very even. Feeling like you've made it to the top of the mountain and you can exhale. Hangman's in reverse, love life moves forward. Long-term potential around an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. There's also an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Gabby, love, general, and spirit. Okay. Well, things could change around your love relationship for the better quickly. You got some good karma coming back, and you also have long-term potential around this situation. And balance does come back to the situation, and you're prepared for things to move forward. I don't know. In some ways, it sort of feels to me like you're outgrowing the relationship quicker than he is, which may be a problem in the future. But right now, it looks like things are okay. But if anyone's going to outgrow this relationship, it's going to be you. And I think a lot of that has to do with that you do so much work on yourself and you're always trying to better yourself. Not everybody does that. A lot of times people get stuck in a rut and that's where they stay. But if one person is working on themselves constantly and growing as a person, they can outgrow the relationship. And when I was in my first yoga teacher training, my teacher said that and I didn't believe her. I was like, that's bullshit. And then like how many people got divorced after they finished yoga training? I was astonished. I went through 3 yoga teacher trainings and I was amazed at the stories that would happen because these people would be working on themselves and their partners would just think, oh, it's just yoga, right? Everybody always thinks that, oh, it's just yoga. Yeah, well, go through teacher training and then tell me it's just yoga. Okay, spare cards. 9 of fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Believe in yourself. Ace of air. Brilliant new ideas. Oh, excuse me, and inspirations. Seeing the truth in the situation, a challenging beginning. You have the Sun card, which is excellent. Archangel Uriel. A happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. Let me see. Oh, this is not the right thing. Hold on. I gotta find it on here. Hang on. Oh my goodness. Jeez. What the heck is that? I did get a PayPal, but it was from a different name. But that's probably who it was from. It's just a different name. Gabby, it's not that he doesn't have a job, but ever since he found out that I make more, he lets me handle more of his spending. And today, he suggested that I get his mom an expensive air purifier, while he only got her an inexpensive gift. Yeah. Hmm. And I agree. If I'm the one making those choices or calling it, I get it. But if it's him encouraging, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, especially because you're going to put his name on the thing. And it's not like you don't want to be like that, right? Like, you don't want to be like, I told you guys about my friends, the sisters, right? One of them, the one that's got to stay at the top notch hotel, if she knows that you like the most expensive perfume, she'll buy it for you because she feels like you're going to use it, you're going to enjoy it, and that's worth it. I agree with her. Her sister, I'm not even kidding. Well, if she knows that you've got a butterfly tattoo, like her sister got a butterfly tattoo. So she went out, she went to the dollar store, she bought everything butterflies at the dollar store, but it was all junk, right? And my friend was like, "You don't believe this? Look at what the fuck she bought me." She was like, "What am I gonna do with this?" I don't know. It was like some kind of a burlap calendar. I don't know. It had butterflies on it. My friend was so pissed. She was like, "It's like she just feels like," and I agree with her. It's like I don't want to spend it on you. Like, I have it, I don't want to spend it on you. And this is the one that was always staying in the expensive hotels was the one that could had a hard time holding a job. The other one had her own business. So it's not like she couldn't afford it. She just didn't want to. So I can understand. And you don't want to make the holidays about that, like how much I spend on you versus how much I spend on that person. But, it's things can be very expensive, and yeah, I know, I understand what you're saying, because I used to get mad at my friend. I used to say, spend all this money. She used to spend so much money on her nephew, and I'm like, you spend all this money on him, he's a little kid, he doesn't know, and then meanwhile you get crap from the dollar store. Yeah, so that was, what are you going to do? I mean, when we got to deal with family and people, like, it's not easy. It's not easy. And then have, like, sometimes, like, you don't know who's buying for you. You don't know who to buy for. You don't know if you should have an extra gift if someone shows up and you got to get, I mean, it's like, who the fuck needs this stress? Got enough problems. It's crazy. Yeah, but you know what? Like, to me, it's inexcusable to send somebody a gift and they can't just say thank you. I mean, what does it take? No, I agree. I agree. Elantra, has Marquis thought about me recently? Yes, I think he has thought about you recently. Yeah. Adriana, near future for me. Feeling prepared for things to stabilize. It looks like things improve for you around work. You're going to start to feel a little bit more comfortable there. Perseverance takes you to the next level with your current job. It also looks like you could be going back to school or learning a new area of study. Judgment card leads to success. Being at the right place at the right time or being guided by the divine brings you to success. I don't know. I think that work is going to start to pick up, or you may start to enjoy it more, or you start to feel a little bit more comfortable there. Patty, does the Virgo want me to leave him alone? No, I don't think that this person wants you to leave them alone. But if you're picking up that vibe, I would take a little time away. Just because a little time away could be beneficial regardless. And if you're kind of picking up that vibe, I would go with your gut. But I don't think he wants you to leave him alone forever. Georgia, will I see RS before the year ends in a few weeks? I think you will. Yeah, I think you will. Adriana, in how many years could I get married? Possibly within the next 4. Goddess, love messages for the rest of December. I'm shy too. I'm also have social anxiety. Um, Love messages for the rest of December. You got good karma coming in, forward movement with the Hangman in reverse. You have a Libra around you. You have a Capricorn coming in. It also looks like you could have some stability around love. Listen to your intuition. Balance comes back to your life. I would say you got a couple of good players coming in before the end of the year, if you're not with anyone right now. Don, will I get a respond to my text? Yeah, you should get a response, yes. Soleil, what can I expect from Daniel now as a boyfriend? He may spend money on you. He's got the 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. He may be really good to you, like, as far as, like, paying for things and taking you out places. I don't know what you can do in your state right now, but starting a new journey with him, things change for the better. It looks like, you know, he's putting his best foot forward here in this situation. And I think he's looking for things to move forward. And I think that your relationship with him looks good right now. It's always nice. Money always makes things easier. It may not be the answer to everything, but it does make things easier. And it looks like he's willing to spend money. Priscilla, what could the connection with Antonio lead to in the future? I don't know if this has been somewhat of an up and down relationship, but it shows that this relationship continues to go up and down. So feeling betrayed by him, then feels like things stabilize again. And then it looks like you could have an argument with him. And then it looks like at some point you may walk away from him. But then at another point you may reconnect with him. I don't know what your relationship is with him right now, but it looks like it's very unstable at its best. Miss Shantae, General. Feeling like life is moving forward, stepping into your own personal strength makes you feel like you've made it to the top of the mountain. Finally, you can exhale. 5 of Pentacles in reverse, paying off a bill of debt or a loan makes you feel relief. Fire sign comes in if you're not with anyone right now. Out of the clear blue sky, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, they may be a Leo. And that relationship can grow pretty quickly. The Magician, the power to manifest just about anything you want right now. So focus on what you want more of. Empress, High Priestess, listen to your intuition. Intuition is pretty spot on right now. Butterflies are beautiful, but how much butterfly crap from the dollar store does one person need? I guess I got to the point in my own life where I was so tired of just putting in so much more than I was getting back. And I know that, like, that's not like that. Like, you don't do something for somebody because you want something in return, right? You do something for somebody because you want to do something for them. But it just always feeling like nothing was ever getting reciprocated. Or like stupid shit, like like I'd have friends that like have a panic attack and like need to like me to do something with them at that moment because they have nothing to do and they can't be alone for 5 seconds. And then like I'll reach out to them for something. Hey, I'm in a jam. Can you do this for me? And then every excuse in the book. No, I got this. No, I got that. No, I got the next thing. Yeah, well, remember when you needed me? I mean, that shit happens to me all the time. All the time. Adriana, that's why I told this person that I don't like lending money, even if he could be my boyfriend. I know, I agree with you. I agree. I would never lend money to somebody if I thought that they were going to give it back. You know, like I would give them the money knowing I wasn't going to get it in return. Noemi. Is Victor behind the fake Snapchat account that followed me recently? Okay, let's see. No, I don't believe he's behind it. No, I don't think he is. New me, love. Balance comes back to your love life. A little bit of adventure comes in and forward movement. If you're with someone right now, current relationship seems to take on a little bit more passion and you have a wish around the situation. If you're not with anyone right now, you got a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries comes in. You're also going to have choices. There's more than one option here for you. There could be a Cancer around you as well, and possibly a Taurus. But either way, it looks like love is heating up in the near future. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it. And then you need somebody and nobody wants to be bothered. Like, how about this? We're supposed to get snow here, so this reminded me of it. Years ago, I had pneumonia, and we'd gotten a lot of snow. It was President's Day, and we'd gotten a lot of snow, and one of the neighbors knocked on my door because they needed me to move my car so that the plow could come in and plow the spots. But I had pneumonia. I couldn't dig it out myself. So my cousins, I no longer speak to that side of the family. My cousins who were driving a fucking plow, I called, call us if you ever need anything. So I called and my aunt was like, well, they've been out plowing all night and they're really tired and they're not going to come and help you. So I had to wait. Well, I asked my brother to come and he came after work and he was having a really hard time getting it out. There was so much snow. And then one of the kids that I worked with at A&P, I called A&P to see if anybody was there that would come and help. And one of the kids was going to walk to help my brother. But I saw my brother got it out. But can you imagine that I was sick? We were in a snowstorm. The storm itself was over. Like there was no, it wasn't like the roads were bad anymore, but I couldn't dig the car out myself. And can you imagine that they wouldn't come? I mean, how long would it have taken them to get it out? 5 minutes with a plow? People suck. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why I feel like sometimes when you're too good, you're too kind, you do too much for people, you get treated like shit even more, and it's not right. I mean, this poor kid was gonna walk. The A&P from here is 2.5 miles away. He was gonna walk. He's like, no, I'll come and help your brother. No problem. I'll be there as soon as I can. Swan, how does Roland feel about me? Feels that you're kind, caring, sincere, honest, humble, Strong, courageous, loyal, attractive, creative, unique, and intelligent. And yeah, I know, and then you get kicked in the ass for it. I feel the same way. I mean, people are really amazing. People are just amazing. New chapter. Not talking to Philip. What's next in the future? Um, Fire sign comes in. If you walk away from this situation, right, after the disconnect, I don't know if there was a third party that was involved. There could be third party interference. Out of the clear blue sky, a fire sign comes in. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Listen to your intuition. Soleil, what would happen if I told Daniel about my court case? I don't think it's a bad thing if you tell him. You have a wish around a soulmate connection. I mean, it may be something that he could help you with if, you know, I don't know what exactly how he would be able to help, but he may offer help or assistance of some type. You got the Ten of Pentacles here. I don't know. If they work something out with you tomorrow and you need money, maybe he offers you money. I don't know. Ten of Pentacles is a large sum of money that you don't have to work for. It comes to you another way. Let's see what happens. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing. Um, you know, I'm always like about telling people the truth and letting people know what's going on, but that's your call. I mean, I don't think anything bad would come of it. Swan, does Roland resent me for ending the relationship? Okay, let's see. No, I'm not seeing much resentment. I mean, he may have been hurt when you first ended it, but it looks like he's stepped into his own strength and he's okay right now. He also maybe have choices. So he may be feeling like his life is going to move forward. Soleil, will Daniel pay my bills? He told me that he helps. See, that's what I'm thinking. He may try to help you with something if you tell him. I mean, I don't know if he's going to pay all of your bills. And the thing, like, paying for the mother's bills, it's like he's not really paying the bills for her. He's paying it for the kid, because otherwise the kid's going to be in trouble. Or, I'm not saying that this is the case, but I've seen this where the guy helps out financially because the idea of having to take on those kids on a daily basis is way too overwhelming for the guy. So they would rather give the money to the woman, let her take care of it. So he's not paying the bills for her. He's doing it more for the kid. But I think he could help you out with the Ten of Pentacles. If they were to give you a figure tomorrow and say, okay, pay this amount and then you can stay there, he may be able to help you with it. And you know, if he's willing to help you with it and he has the money and you need it, you know, like I said, like, and to me, money is an exchange. If my significant other needed X amount of dollars because he was in trouble, I would give it to him. I also, in that situation, wouldn't expect it back. I would feel like in some other way it would come back to me. Giving it to like a random person is different, but Maya, will I meet my ideal match after healing in 2021? Well, you know what? I'm only getting a 33% chance, yes, that you meet somebody of significance next year. But it could be because you spend most of the year working on yourself and clearing up the old wounds, which wouldn't be a bad thing. I know that it might sound, oh my God, I had a therapist years ago. My friend and I used to see the same woman, and she used to always work on yourself, and you wanted to punch her in the face. But the truth is that if you do spend a lot of time next year working on yourself and healing all those old wounds, you won't call in lower frequency people. You'll be calling in people that are of a higher frequency, and you'll have a better relationship. So it's almost like sacrificing instant gratification for a long-term potential with something that would be wonderful rather than like, you know, instant gratification in the moment that you wind up with the same crap that you already had. So if next year is a little bit more about you taking care of yourself and healing, think of it more like that this is better for me in the long run. And we as humans we want immediate gratification. We're looking for the pill to make us skinny. We're looking for the get rich quick scheme. But the truth is that none of that ever works. The only way to really get what you want is to do the actual work. So, um, Krista, how is Jay currently feeling about our connection? If he's holding himself back, he's got the Eight of Swords. Feels a little bit unbalanced. I don't know where you guys are in this relationship, but the Fool and the Moon are both in reverse, which could indicate that the cat gets let out of the bag on some sort of a secret that you guys have to deal with. Moon in reverse could be a secret. The Fool in reverse could also be something like there may be something around the situation that you don't know about that you guys are going to have to deal with. And he may also have some anxiety, and the Chariot is in reverse, which is like he feels like things aren't moving forward right now. I don't know. I don't know what's gone on between the two of you, but that's what's coming up. Adriana, oh, there it is. Am I going to be in a committed relationship with Angel in 2021? Well, you have a 70% chance, yes, but you may feel frustrated because, like, you may be feeling like, I'm waiting here for my ship to come in. When is this going to go someplace? But 70% chance, yeah, it will. You just might have to give it time. Soleil, will Daniel get my Christmas present? Will Daniel get my Christmas presents? Good. Listen to him. Will Daniel get my Christmas present? Oh, get you Christmas presents, and will they be good? Mm-hmm. Yep. It looks like he has money and he's not afraid to spend it. April. General for the week and the weekend. General for the week and the weekend. You could be hearing from an old friend with the Six of Cups. You may also decide to walk away from something or someone that no longer serves you. Moving forward, you got the World at your feet. The person that you hear from that you haven't heard from in quite some time could be a Virgo. Things may be looking good on the love front. You may be taking a love relationship forward, or you might have opportunities out of the clear blue sky. Temperance card, Sagittarius may be entering. Yes, Sagittarius is definitely entering. And you may be focused on, you have a wish, put it out into the universe, but you also may be focused on a side business or doing something that makes money on the side. New me. Marcus's current thoughts about me. Lack of communication the past week. Queen of Swords, he might think that you have a sharp or a bitchy side. I don't know if you guys have had a fight recently, but something like that may come up with the Queen of Swords. Thinks that you're grounded, stable, but doesn't think that you stand for any bullshit. Thinks that you're hardworking, sincere, lucky, kind, attractive, happy, well respected, and moving forward. Or that there's forward movement around you. Let me go to the top. Cinnamon, what should be happening for me this week, December 14th to the 20th? You have a Virgo and a Sagittarius around you that may be significant. Walking away from something that no longer serves you, and money comes in. Ten of Pentacles. The Six of Swords. You might be heading on to greener pastures. You may be feeling prepared or ready to go back to school, learn a new area of study, or you may be looking into it, and you're no longer holding yourself back. April, love update. Talking to almost no one. You listen to your intuition. You have an earth sign coming in that's got long-term potential, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, and could be a committed relationship on the horizon there with this person. You also have a Leo coming in that's going to show you a lot of respect and put in a lot of effort. So let's see what happens. Adriana, does he really want this relationship? Yeah, I think so. So, Leigh, what kind of relationship will I have with Daniel's son? I think that it will be fine. Little boys are so much easier. You know, like there's nothing worse than a 13-year-old girl. But little boys, I mean, there's... Yeah, you should have a successful relationship with him. He's going to really like you. Yeah. You have a wish around the situation. But, you know, like there's such a difference between boys and girls. And especially like little boys, you know, like, but teenagers, even teenage boys, I feel like they're easier. April, what about Peter? Is he out of the picture? Well, I mean, if he doesn't reach out to you, you don't want to reach out to him. And the time and space is just going to make that relationship dissipate because neither, like, you're both like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're always waiting for the other person to reach out to you, it's not going to continue because it takes two people. And if he doesn't reach out to you and it's been a week, then why haven't you reached out to him? If you want to be in this relationship with him, you got to put that kind of effort in too. If you don't, then that's going to fall to the wayside because it's not being cultivated. It takes two to tango always, and there's just not enough energy around the two of you. It's like, you know, he reaches out and then like time goes by. So I don't know if that's going to go anywhere at this point because it's like he didn't show up in the last reading, but I mean, like I would never tell anybody to run after someone and text constantly. And I have so many people that do that. Like they'll just text like 25 times. But relationships work both ways. And if you want to see somebody and you want to be part of their life, I think that you got to reach out a little bit more. Otherwise, it just doesn't get cultivated. I don't think when who called me last, my friend Rachel, or I reached out to her. I can't even tell you who called last, but I know if I haven't spoken to her in a while, I'll reach out to her, and I don't think about it. So if you think of it along the lines of like, it's not a big deal who makes the first phone call or who reaches out. It's different. It's like I don't think about who if I called my dad last or if he called me, but it's like for some reason some women get stuck in this. They always want to be the one that's being getting receiving the phone call, and if they don't put in any effort. But yet they sit around with, why isn't he calling, why isn't he calling, why isn't he calling, which then puts resistance out into the universe, which then guarantees that you're not going to get the phone calls. So at this point, I don't think things are going to really move forward in that situation unless you decide that you want to reach out to him. I don't know. I mean, it's, time and space is a huge thing, because sometimes time apart can make, the heart grow fonder. But if the relationship has never been established, it can also make absences like out of sight, out of mind. There are plenty of women that are in your face and they're like, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to get, and they put their shit right in and they get what they want. You want the opposite. You want him to come after you. I don't think that he's going to I don't think you're going to get that from him. So you just may need to find a different guy if that's what you're looking for. Some guys will be more like that. I have never like I don't know. It's just, it doesn't, it seems like you want him to be pursuing you. And I don't think he's going to do that. I think like he reaches out, but if he doesn't get much back, like it just kind of dissipates. I don't know. If you want to keep that relationship going, I would tell you to reach out to, I would have you reach out to him. I would not sit around waiting for him, because the sitting around waiting and hoping just builds resistance and it'll keep you waiting forever. So my suggestion would be I would reach out to him. But like that's the way that I feel in general. Like I would, in any situation, whether it's friends, siblings, nobody ever focuses on when the last time was their best friend reached out. You just, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a while, what's going on? But when it's with a romantic relationship, like people have to, like, well, I called him last, or I haven't heard from him in 3 days. Counting the days and the minutes since you've heard from someone builds resistance around the situation, because there's so much energy around it. It gets like a concrete wall. I would reach out to him if you want to talk to him. That's what I would do. New me. Reading on Marcus and I. Well, you got happiness around the situation with the Sun card, and you also have the Fool, which could be starting a new journey. But the Emperor is in reverse, which means somebody here is going to be trying to control the other through manipulation. So watch out for that. Um, there's good luck around this situation, but I don't like the Emperor in reverse. That's somebody who's manipulating and controlling. I don't know where you guys are in this relationship. There may be a third party involved here. Is there a third party involved? Soleil, what kind of relationship will I have with Daniel's child's mother? It may be okay. Yeah, it might be okay. I mean, I don't think that you'll be best friends, but I think that you may be cordial to one another. It doesn't look like you guys have like bad blood or anything. It looks like there's mutual respect. New me reading on Mike and I. It looks like you're prepared for things to move forward. Things could move forward with this guy. Sun is in reverse. It could take time for happiness to come in. It does look like he's got an interest and things could change for the better, or you could hear from him out of the blue. Eight of Wands, things change for the better quickly. Um, Four of Wands, you could have long-term potential around this situation. Yeah. I don't know where you guys are right now, but there's potential. Sun is in reverse, so it could take time. It may be a little bit slow to start, but eventually you could get there. I asked him to hang out outdoors, and he said that he would let me know, so I'm not going to keep asking him. He's the guy. He has to pursue it first. Well, you know, it's like the sexual revolution has fucked everything up. I mean, I hate to say it like that and get into politics, but like there was a time and a place where guys had to pursue, right? Because that's just the role that they played. But then now all of a sudden it's like, no, well, like women are, female power. And so now, no, that's not true. No, the man doesn't have to pursue. Like it can't work. You can't have it work both ways. You can't say, I'm a career woman and I'm going to pay for my own shit. But then it'll be like, well, he's got to buy me dinner. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's either, so at this point in time, it's like, I feel like men don't know how to act. Like I've had men apologize for giving me a compliment at work. I had a guy say to me, I don't know if I'm allowed, or he said, I noticed that you lost weight. And then he was like, oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. And it's like, we're at a point, like, you don't know what to do. So, no, I don't think that the guy has got to pursue. But I think that if this guy is all caught up in the COVID thing, then this guy just may not be the right guy. Um, because I, I mean, if it's COVID that's got him freaked out, then I would just say that this may not be the right guy. But no, no, you know, like there are women. I hate to say it, and see, I would argue with my friend Rachel about this all the time. She used to say to me, she's like, if I'm interested in someone, I go after them. She's like, she does not like to be hit on. She does not want guys to fall all over her. She's like, if I have an interest in someone, I find the person and I'm like, this guy is going to be mine and I get him. That's how she operates. I've never known her to be unsuccessful. So, I mean, has she ever had her heart broken? I'm sure she has, but I mean, who hasn't? But that's the way the way that she operates. She's like, I don't want to sit on a bar stool like a piece of meat waiting for a guy to come up to me. And she doesn't. She finds someone that she's interested in and she works things out. Um, that's and for me, I am not that way. I would never be that way. Like I feel like if I get this much feeling of rejection, I don't even want to try it anymore. But that's me, right? That's my own problem. That's me feeling insecure or feeling, I don't know, fear of rejection or whatever you want to call it. So, no, I don't think that the guy has to be the one pursuing. I don't think you can have it both ways. It's either the guy always has to pursue and then the woman's got to take the passenger seat, or it works both ways and either person can do it. But I think that we're in a place right now where things are sometimes upside down and you guys don't always know what to do. I mean, this guy, I don't know. If you're, I feel like there's a lot of resistance because I feel like the energy around you is always waiting for a phone call, waiting for a phone call. Well, I haven't heard from him. Well, it's been 3 days. Well, it's been 5 days. Well, it's been 7 days. That builds a lot of resistance. So somebody who is waiting for a phone call is going to build a lot of resistance, whereas the person that's like, fuck it, I'm going to reach out and call, that cuts down all of the waiting. So energetically, it's like going after what you want. Now, if you don't want to be the one pursuing someone, I'm not really like that myself. So like I'll reach out to people, but I'm not really ambitious about things. Like, I don't know, it's just not how I am. On the opposite side of that is that in my life, I have not had much go on. Like my relationships have been long, but there haven't been many of them. Like, I don't know if I had 4 boyfriends, 3 or 4 boyfriends in my life. So I think I've missed out on a lot because I didn't go after things or I didn't try to open doors. I just sat back and waited for things. So if I could do things differently, would I have? Probably, because otherwise it's like always waiting for like someone to come knock on your door and it doesn't happen. So I don't know, I would think about it. If this guy means that much to you, I would reach out to him. If you're like, well, I'm not really sure, he's kind of weird, I'm not really sure if we click, he's upset about the COVID thing, who knows when COVID is going away, then I would say, maybe he's not the right guy and just kind of let it go and see who else comes in. But that's your choice. Goddess, why did Jay come back to reconcile? He's feeling weak. He's got weakness around him. I would be careful with somebody that's feeling weak, only because, not that I don't think he's sincere, but it's like almost as if he's doing something out of like he feels weak and desperate. Not that he thinks you're desperate or anything like that. He's feeling like that. Um, he also genuinely maybe was missing you. I'm not going to, there's no denying that. But it's like feeling a little bit like weak, feeling like I need contact, or I need to be near someone. I don't know, it feels a little bit down and out. Adriana, why is he telling me that I should date someone with a good heart? I don't understand if he's trying to say he doesn't fit with me. But no, that might not be. He may be saying that because he thinks he has a good heart. You know what I mean? He may be telling you that because he's like, I'm the one that, like, I'm a good person. Like, you should be with someone who's got a good heart. Like, what if he thinks that he's not a good person? No, so you got cause for celebration around the situation. I don't think he's trying to give you the brush off. No, there could be a delay around happiness, but no, he's not trying to pawn you off on someone else. No, I don't think that he meant it like that. I know it sounded like that, but I mean, I do think he's going to reach out, but I don't know that this is going to ever turn into the relationship that you want it to be, because see, like, here's the thing. He reaches out to you, but then he doesn't get back to you. And because you want him to reach out to you, you don't contact him. So that puts more time and space. Now, does he reach out to you again? Yeah, he does. But if he doesn't make a plan at that moment, if he's not like, hey, let's meet right now, then it can happen again where he can be like, okay, we'll meet next week, and then you don't hear from him. That's how he is. He does that to everyone. It's not like a personal thing. Like, he's not purposely trying to string you along. But he is kind of like flaky. He goes with the flow. If somebody calls him and asks him to go out, he'll go out. Like, that's just how he is. He's very, like, goes by like the wind. Yeah, like, he's the kind of person that if he has nothing to do, like tonight, somebody would call him up and say, hey, you want to do this? He would go if he had nothing to do. But would he take the initiative to call somebody in advance and make those plans? He might say it, but then I don't know that he follows through with anybody. Yeah, like, he's somebody that needs to have other people reach out to him more often. Like me, I don't call people up and ask them to do things. Very rarely. Very rarely do I. You know why? Because I feel like every time I do, something always gets bamboozled. So I feel like, fuck it, what the hell? I don't even bother. Can't tell you the last time that I actually made plans with somebody. That's just how I am. But if somebody called me and said, you want to go out to dinner tonight? And if I was free, I would go. I think he's similar to that. So the problem with him is that, will he reach out to you again? Yeah, he will. But the disconnect happens because if he doesn't keep reaching out to you, you let the time go by. And then it's like waiting to hear from him and not hearing from him, which then builds resistance. So I don't know. I don't know that you guys are the perfect connection because I don't feel like you're on the same page as far as communication. Like he's very like but kind of blows with the wind. And I think you want more communication that's steady. I don't know that he's going to give you that. I don't know. If you want to give it a shot, the best thing I can tell you to do is to reach out to him. Otherwise, if you sit around waiting for him, it could take time. I mean, he'll reach out to you again. It shows that there's communication that comes in, but you're going to have to wait for it. And I would never tell anybody to sit around and wait for it. It's just not good. It's stagnant energy. You know, it's like when people say, well, it's like waiting for paint to dry. That's exactly what it's like when you're waiting to hear from somebody. Reaching out and, hey, I thought we were going out. What happened? Or are we still on for whatever? You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you choose not to do that, then it's just going to take time before you hear from him again. Listen, I'm not a chaser either, so I get it. But on the other hand, I've also had 4 boyfriends in my entire life. So, you know, there are people that go out there and get what they want, like my friend does. I can't tell you who's right. I don't, that's not my style. I wouldn't do it. But she would argue with me all the time that, you know, sitting around waiting for the perfect person to show up and treat you exactly the way you want it to be treated never happens. And I don't, you know, I don't know if she's maybe right. I mean, there are people that just like her last relationship. She told me, or one relationship she had. She said that like she's like I wasn't taking no for an answer, and they were together for like 10 years. I would never do that. I would never do that. I would never do that because that's just not how I am. I'm also, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would be envious of people that are like that. I also don't feel like if I have to manipulate somebody into doing anything, I don't want them to do it. You know, like if I have to like, I don't know, manipulate anybody to do, if somebody doesn't want to do something with me, I don't want them to do it. You know, like I had another friend. She used to, she was living with her sister and it was getting to the point where she knew that they didn't want her there anymore. And the neighbors were having a party and she knew that they didn't want her to go, so she went anyway because she knew that they didn't want her there, so she went. Now, if I knew that people didn't want me there, I would never go, not in a million years. You wouldn't even catch me out on the driveway because I just wouldn't put myself in a situation knowing that people don't want me there or were feeling unwelcome. But she, like, that was her way of shoving it up their ass. I wish I could be like that because she made herself happy, you know, where I would what sit in my room and feel sorry for myself. That's exactly what I would do. I would sit in my room. Well, how come they don't want me to come? Well, why not? How come I can't be there? Why? And she's like, fuck it, I'm going to that party. she I'm like, I would never. I would never. Oriella, was it a good decision changing my son's daycare last summer? He was very stressed there. Very, they were very strict, but sometimes he says he wants to go back. Okay. Did I make a good decision changing the daycare? I think you did. I think you made the right decision. I got a 70% chance, yes, you made the right decision. You know, I don't think a little kid should be stressed. Like it's one thing to be strict and to have rules, but like little kids shouldn't get stressed. I don't think. I think you made the right decision. So like general around work at the Judson Center this week. Oh, it looks nice. It looks like you've got success. It looks like you have forward movement. There may be something kind of creative that comes up. Yeah, things look good this week. There's strength around the job or their situation. It seems like a pleasant week. Adriana, how will he feel when I tell him my secret? He's going to have a lot of respect for you, Six of Pentacles. So I don't know what the secret is, but it could be a bonding experience. It could be something that makes him have respect for you. It also looks like there's forward movement. Kiki, how does January and February look for me? Starting a new journey. You could have a new love. You got some choices. Hierophant. You got a Taurus coming in. You also have a Libra coming in. You may be going back to school. Eight of Pentacles. You could be making that decision. Kiki, what's going on with the dizziness when I walk? I would go see a doctor if you're getting dizzy. Dizziness can be a bunch of things. I mean, it could be like an inner ear thing. I would go to the doctor if you're getting dizzy. I actually think that you're suffering really bad from anxiety, and I think that it's like perpetuating. Like one thing is causing other things to be much worse, but I would go see a doctor. Go see a doctor. There doesn't look like it's anything serious, but if you hear that it's nothing serious, all of this may go away. I would go see a doctor. Well, you are going to hear from him again. Like, that's the thing. That is positive. You are going to hear from him again. But how soon it's going to be, I can't tell you how soon it's going to be. It might be next week. It could be a couple of weeks. I mean, you could have the opportunity to go out with him sometime in January. Doesn't mean it isn't going to happen. It just means it's not happening this week. Like, it's very hard to lock into timing. That's why when people are like, well, give me a reading for tomorrow, like it's, and Six of Cups shows up. So it's like somebody from your past is coming back tomorrow? Probably not. I mean, it's very hard to lock into timing. So could something positive come from this situation? Yeah, at some point it can. But right now, he's not coming up around you. The other people that came up around you wasn't a Gemini. So these other people could come in before you hear from him again. Doesn't mean you're never going to hear from him again. But when like people say shit like this all the time. We'll get together next week. And then they don't. People do it all the time. So he may be like that. It doesn't mean he doesn't like you. It doesn't mean he's not interested in you. It just means that that's what people say. I had this girl from high school. We weren't even friends in high school. We weren't friends. Sends me a Facebook message. Love to get together with you. Okay. So I write back, okay, Thursday night's good. Oh yeah, but not this week. And then I realized she was just saying that. She was just saying it. She had no intentions of ever going out with me. And I didn't really care because, like I said, we were never friends. What were we going to catch up on? Anyhow, very odd. And then I realized people just say shit. Like, they don't mean it. They just say it. I would never say it. Like, if I had no intentions of meeting you for coffee, I would never say it. But people say things like that. Now, this guy doesn't mean you're never going to hear from him again. It just means that these other people may show up before you hear from him again. It's very possible. He could get tied up with the holidays, the end of the year, whatever's going on with this, that, and the next thing. Maybe you hear from him first week of January, second week of January. But other people first. Just because other people are coming in doesn't mean that you're never going to hear from him again. But I don't think he comes forward the way you want him to, as fast as you want him to. I mean, like, what happens if he calls you on February 10th and he's like, or let's go out next week, and now all of a sudden things are moving forward? From now until February 10th is a long time. Doesn't mean it can't happen. I've had people come back and forth in my life over the course of years. The sailor that I dated, that happened all the time. I was like, oh, I'm never going to hear from him again. And then before I knew it, showed up at work. Why? Who knows why people are like that? But some people are like that. Just because other people are showing up doesn't mean you're not going to hear from him. But you don't have around you him showing up like he's pursuing you the way that you want him to. I don't see that happening, not now. Doesn't mean it can't ever happen. There's a lot of shit going on right now. Holidays are here. Who knows what's happening, like holiday-wise with different people. I don't even know if you I just find it so sad that people can't be with their family on the holidays when it could be somebody's last Christmas. You know what I mean? So it's like, so you weren't with them because you were afraid that somebody was going to get sick, but now they're dead anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, at what point has this gone too far? Anyhow. But so, like I said, like, you don't know what else is going on in his life. And there could be other shit that's interfering with it. It doesn't mean you're never going to hear from him again. I think you will hear from him again. I also think that you will see him. But he didn't show up in that reading. Other people did. It doesn't mean that you're never going to hear from him again. It just means these other people are coming in first. Or they could come in significant. They may be significant. And then another thing is with readings, like some questions, and I've done this myself, where I go all the time and ask the same question. Like, from one day to the next, how much is the answer going to change? Like, I don't know why we do that. I do it myself. Like, and sometimes I've wondered, like, is it like an insecurity in me that wants to keep asking the same question? Like, from one day to the next, the answer isn't going to change that much. Now, the energy of the situation can change, but sometimes things don't happen in chronological order. Like, sometimes a reading can show, well, you get a new job, you change houses, you go on vacation, you meet a new love. But in reality, it's like you meet a new love, you buy a new house, you change jobs. It's like, but wait a minute. And then you think, well, I got the new job, but I never met the love, so maybe I'm not going to meet them. But sometimes it doesn't happen in the order that it's read, because we don't always know what's happening first. That could be very frustrating. Or when you see something like the woman that reads me, like, for 18 years was telling me that I was going to have an unplanned pregnancy. 18 years I listened to it. 18 years, I was like, it would never happen to me. It's never going to happen to me. It's never going to happen to me. It's never going to happen to me. And she was like, okay, okay, okay. She said that finally she's just stopped saying it. And then what happened? I got pregnant. So just because it doesn't happen as fast as we want it to doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It just means that there could be a delay. And also, in my relationship with Avery's dad, there were moments in time where I wasn't even speaking to him. So I wasn't thinking that. I definitely wasn't thinking I was having a baby with him, because I was like, well, I haven't even spoken to him. And then all of a sudden he showed up again one day. And then, whatever happened, happened. But yeah, readings can be very frustrating. Adriana, does he feel sometimes horny when I'm with him? Probably. Yeah. He definitely does. I want to make sure I didn't skip anybody. April loves the rest of December. The rest of December, it looks like it might be kind of slow. I mean, you do have the Four of Wands, which maybe you may be putting in more effort into your home, changing homes, relocating, or investing time in home than anything else. There is a fire sign here, though, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, that you could meet through divine timing. And you will have choices. This might not happen in December. It might not happen until January. Sagittarius, you guys, Sagittarius here. There's also a Taurus. Strength comes in around choices. It's, Leo shows up as well. The Bridge. Will Nicole reach out to me next year? Will Nicole reach out to me next year? Yes, she should. You should hear from her next year. Oriella, will Ethan get a spot in 4K in St. Joseph's School? Okay, will Ethan get a spot in St. Joseph's? I think he will, yeah. Mel, you go close them, thanks. Moon, general for the rest of December. Balance comes back to your life, feeling prepared for the future. Nine of Pentacles, money should be flowing to you before the end of the year. It looks like a Capricorn comes in that may be of some significance. A little bit of adventure, a little bit of spontaneity, and possibly a new opportunity for business or a way to make money before the end of December. Adriana, first 3 months of 2021. God help us, 2021 better be better than 2020. Man. What scares me is that I feel like I could lock myself in my house and never leave. That scares me, that I feel like that I could do that. First 3 months of 2020, you may be walking away from something or someone that no longer serves you. You may have mild anxiety around work, but it seems to move into the past pretty quickly. Could be deciding to go back to school, learn a new area of study. You should be feeling much better around your job with the Nine of Wands, feeling like you made it to the top of the mountain and that you can exhale. It also looks like you have a water sign around you, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, that may be significant. They may just be a very good friend, and they may be somebody that either you spend a lot of time with or you start some sort of a new journey with. Feeling very prepared. I don't know, you may be going back to school for something. You've got some good karma coming back to you, and you also have money coming in. Not bad. No, it's fine. It's just, let me tell you, there's nobody that appreciates more the frustration of readings that are really good, and then it's like it's not happening. And it's very frustrating. I remember one time going, now the woman that I see, she's a straight up psychic. I mean, I think that she just uses the cards just as merely a guide, because a lot of times, like, we haven't even cut the cards and she's telling me things. She was predicting, so like some kind of, I don't remember what it was something good that was happening with me and Gary way back when. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I left there on like a Saturday. I used to go on Saturdays back then. And then it was like that week, he and I had like something just terrible. I don't know. He was taken off to Europe with his ex-girlfriend or whatever was going on. He told me he never wanted to speak to me again. It was horrible. And I was like, oh, of course, I went right back. And I was like, now you told me that this was going to happen, and this is what happened. And her answer to me was, she's like, sometimes I can't see every hiccup in the road. She's like, sometimes, this is part of the story, but it's not the end of the story. And I remember saying, this story sucks. And that was a joke my friend and I had for years. This story sucks. Because it's like, how could you be telling me something so positive was going to happen? And then all of a sudden, like, I was devastated by that. Devastated. Like, I don't think I ate for days. Meanwhile, like, I was devastated. And the day before he was supposed to leave to go on that trip, that night, like, he called me like 8 times. Like, he was having a panic attack about going. But my phone was in the kitchen on top of the refrigerator because the dog I had at that time used to ransack everything. So I had to keep everything high. I didn't get the message. And I don't remember how long he was gone. Maybe it was 2 weeks. And I had no way of getting in touch with him. So he just went to Europe. Whatever happened there happened there. It wound up not being a good experience for him. I don't know all the details. We never spoke about it. But it was horrible. And I was like, how could I be in here and you didn't see this? But that relationship is very dramatic, so I can kind of understand. Like, there was always ups and downs. So how do you lock into the exact timing of it? Very frustrating. Um, April, is Peter worth it if I reach out to him this week? Is he worth it? I mean, he does show like he's a good person and that he would make a good companion. You have a wish around the situation. The thing is that if you're really against reaching out to him and you really have it in your head that you never succeed by pursuing anyone, then I wouldn't, like if you decide to do it, like you can't go into it with that kind of energy. Like, I'm doing this because someone told me to, not because I really want to, because like that, like I know this sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but if you're reaching out to somebody and you're skeptical to do it, the results aren't going to be good. Like, the people that like, to me, like, let's say for example, I was supposed to go to the movies with my brother, whatever. I never go to the movies with my brother ever. But let's just say that, all right, like, here's a better example. Last night we were going to go look at Christmas lights, but it was really foggy. It was like dangerously foggy. So we didn't go. So I said, well, if you want to go tomorrow night, let me know, because there were supposedly houses around here. And I'm like, oh, you could pick me up and we'll go around my house. Now, I never heard from them today. I could have reached out to them and said, hey, are we going to go look at lights? But I just kind of left it up to them. Like, if they want to do it, they'll call me. It was no big deal to me. Now, if it was something I really wanted to do, I would have reached out and said, hey, are we going to go looking at lights? Like, what's going on? But I didn't make a big deal about it. I just let it go. But this is my family. You don't think like maybe I shouldn't reach out to them. If I really wanted to do it, I would have. But the energy of like reaching out and doing something when you don't want to do it, it's like if you reach out to like, there are people that they just don't care. Like, my one of my friends had a friend, I don't know her well. Her name was Missy. She had a boyfriend in high school, and they broke up, and she just would never get over him. He was with somebody else. He had another girlfriend. She didn't care. She climbed into his bedroom window one night. She did crazy shit. She like, that was her guy, and she was 100% sure of it. She married him. Now, everybody else was like, your behavior is crazy. Like, this is not how you act. Like, you got to let this go. And she was like, no, he's mine. I'm going after him. So she, like, to her behavior wasn't embarrassing. Her behavior was like, this is my guy. I'm going after him. And everybody would be like, You need to, like, he's going to have you arrested. You're crazy. And she didn't care what other people thought. But if you're looking at the situation and you're like, I really don't want to do this, this is really going against everything that I believe, I don't think I'm going to have a good outcome with this, then I would tell you not to do it. Because then it's what's going to happen is it's going to go out into the universe that I'm doing this against my will. Nothing ever good happens. I don't succeed when I do things like this, and I'm going to get shot down. That's the intention that's going to go out into the universe. That's what's going to come back at you. If you look at it like, I don't really give a fuck what happens. I'm going to reach out to him and see if he wants to go look at Christmas lights tonight. Let's go drive around, or let's go walk in the park, or whatever it is. And I don't give a fuck if he says yes or no. I'm just looking for something to go with. The energy of it's a little bit different. Now, for me, because I'm sensitive, I would never, like, I wouldn't behave like that because I would be afraid. Like I said before. And that's why I've spent a lot of time not getting what I want, or things, being stagnant, or whatever has happened to me has happened to me. Whereas the other girl that was crazy and climbing in through the bedroom window married him. I mean, no, the guy would be like, I don't want you, I'm over it, get fucking lost. And somehow he married her. Ask me how that works. I don't know. But that's what happened. Beautiful one. How will he respond if I reach out to him? How will he respond if I reach out to him? He responds well. He comes up as feeling very balanced. You have a wish. Two of Wands, feeling prepared, and there's happiness. I would reach out to him. Go for it. X. What's coming in next for me in love and when? Got an earth sign coming in. Could be a Virgo. You also have your intuition is heightened, so please listen to it. You've got a Capricorn here too, so you might have several earth signs coming in. Soon. You can meet this person before the end of the year. Or you could, Virgo, Pisces, and a Capricorn coming in. So you may have some choices. Explore your options. That one's not buffering, but it looks like it's buffering on here. Oh no, it's okay now. All right. It's such a delay. These are delayed. He does miss you. He thinks that you're kind, caring, intelligent, intuitive, sincere, humble, courageous, hardworking, and spontaneous. Brandy, what will happen between me and T? Uh-oh. You guys, things could stabilize between the two of you at some point. I don't think it happens right away. You guys have a nice soulmate connection, but you might not be exploring this connection until sometime early next year. I don't know where you are right now, but it could take time to get there. You may be feeling a little bit frustrated between now and the end of the year. Listen to your intuition. There's opportunity between you and I think, did I finish the super chats? I think I did. Tomorrow, general for tomorrow for Mel. Tomorrow you've got success. You may be working on a side business or a way to make extra money, or something has to do with money. There could be success around that endeavor. You could hear from the Sagittarius. You got the Temperance card. There's also an Aries around you that may be of significance. Fool, starting a new journey tomorrow. I don't know what's going on, but tomorrow looks like it's a positive day, especially when it comes to money or a side business. That's it. No other moderators are here, right? I'm going to go. My back is starting to bother me. I don't know. I'm sitting funny, maybe. Oh, no, this is to get charged. All right. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Thank you all. I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.